Yep. Jenerrie Harris, UMass Lowell. You want me to start with opening thoughts, Tommy?
Sure.
So that was fun. First conference game. No, I thought that Albany came out. They did a lot of what we anticipated and what we expected. I thought that the things that were our weaknesses in the half court, they exposed us on. But like I said, we expected that. What I didn't anticipate were the turnover numbers. We've actually been doing a better job with that. And 37 points off of 24 turnovers. I mean, that's your game right there. So outside of that, I thought Asia Mitchell-Owens had a phenomenal game. I thought she was aggressive. She's our senior point guard, and for her to be able to come out and go 5 for 5 from three-point land was good for her. It's going to be a lot of good for her confidence moving forward. And then shooting 50% from the field isn't bad, but still would like to work on our offense a little bit more.
With what they've done over the last 5 years dominating this league,
Yeah.
they lose Sharissa Richards.
Right.
It seemed like they didn't miss a beat tonight, did they?
No, I mean, the thing is, 5-time American East champions, there's a culture that comes with that. That doesn't just go away just because people graduate. There's a confidence that comes to that. There's an air that comes to that with the returners and with those that are recruited into the program that, allow players to think like, hey, we're good and we know we're good. And we have the championships to prove it. So I think good programs, when they have good players graduate, you have other players that are right behind them ready to step up and excited and anxious to step up. I think Tatum has done a great job of being that, and obviously Jessica has also done the same in having transferred here and set out and everything else. So yeah, I think that they haven't missed a beat, and I think they're a strong team.
What was the game plan coming into tonight that didn't work?
Say it one more time, I'm sorry.
What was the game plan coming into tonight against UAlbany that didn't work?
That didn't work. We really focused on help side defense, believe it or not. And that did not work. And, I think that for us offensively, we wanted to move the ball a little bit more and get it inside a little bit more. We weren't able to do that just because of the really good ball pressure that was happening. I thought we were expecting to be pressed a little bit more, and that didn't happen. We scored right off the first time they pressed us, so we probably needed to be pressed a little bit more. But more importantly, I just think that our defense failed us tonight, and us not taking care of the ball, which is something, like I said, we had improved on.
You touched on your turnover ratio. You had 24 turnovers. Did UAlbany throw anything at you defensively that you wasn't used to?
No, honestly, we just threw the ball to them. But again, if anything, one thing that is hard to replicate, and I mean, our players, especially our senior guards, they played against Albany for the last 4 years, is the ball pressure. I think that's the one thing that we weren't necessarily able to replicate in our walkthrough or in our practices with our players. And when you get into a game situation where there's a little more pressure and maybe your time and score is not on your side, and it just forces you to make decisions that we haven't seen or you don't even expect yourself to make. So it wasn't necessarily that they threw anything at us that we weren't prepared for, that we hadn't seen. It was just a mental breakdown overall, I think.
One thing that won't show up in the stat sheet clearly is that your team didn't quit, and they kind of kept playing like it was still 0-0.
Yeah.
What did you say to them to keep the momentum and not to quit and give up?
Yeah, you know what? I'm so proud of this team for continuing to play throughout this game. For us to almost get to 70 points was great, but we came up with a point goal that we wanted to hit. We wanted to have a point goal for them to keep them under. We'd given up 50 points already at halftime, so it was just more so of what we could accomplish, and to be honest with you, we feel like we get better every single day and with every single game. So with this game, we just want to take possession by possession and see what we can learn in each possession. We talked about every time that they score, let's see if we can push the ball and see if we can score. Every time that we don't score, let's just focus on getting a stop. So we just kind of talked through it, and then as the game went on, people started making plays. I thought our freshman Markayla Sherman, number 13, today was only her second start in a row, I believe, and she was fearless. She was definitely the heartbeat for us at the beginning of the game, and her spark, I think, is what inspired Asia Mitchell Owens.
They say failure is a good learning tool if you know how to use it right.
Yeah.
Moving forward to the next game, what things do you think you will take away from this game and build upon it as you move forward to different teams?
No, it's a great question. For us, we talked about how you lose. That was the biggest thing. It wasn't that we lost this game, it was how we lost. And we've taken so many strides forward from our first game back in Maryland. And tonight we just felt like we made some old mistakes. So for us, we want to just go back. Obviously, this was probably the best test we could have had coming out of the Christmas break, just having Albany first right out the gate, but in conference, that is. But we want to go back and correct those old mistakes that we made again. We didn't have our other senior captain, Nikki Hayner, who's been a great scorer for us this season. She hadn't played the way she did tonight. I don't know if she's been single digits all season long, to be honest with you, but if we had her, I think she would have wanted to have this game over too if she could. But again, I thought Albany played hard, they played strong, and they played fearless from the tip.